top stories. Unity needs to be developed among people to ensure future generations live in peaceful environment, says former UNLF chairman R.K. Megan. And joint efforts vital to overcome attempts made by non-locals to create tension among indigenous communities, says Secretary of Yelhomi Furup R.K. Lakshmi. A very good afternoon. You're watching Istv English News at 2. I am Soyofi. This is giving you the news in detail. Former chairman of UNLF R.K. Megan has highlighted the need to foster unity among the people so that the future generations can live in peaceful environment. He made the statement during a program where Kundrakpam Kendra Tengbang Loop extended assistance to kin of 10 persons of the constituency who have been killed in the Manipur conflict. Members of Kundrakpam Kendra Tengbang Loop and office bearers of the Village Protection Force 2 attended the program held at the residence of Nongthongbam Rajendro at Yumnam Kuno. The third phase of financial aid was extended to the kin of the 10 martyrs, while electric looms were handed over to wife of late Haubujam Soman Kumar and wife of Nandaibam Rojan, who were killed in the conflict. R.K. Megan further noted that although the martyrs received widespread tributes at the time of their passing, their families tended to fade into obscurity over time. He said unity is the key to defeating efforts to destroy the Meitei community.
amadi jatro kesin di kudong sawa mayama ma kudong ko tam sede male mase kudong ngo pakka ko ere han han ko tam ado ngadi science and technology di ado sa pala ba tam ko ro se sta ko ni be se na ka ro ba wali han sa pala bi ro ko le ko na se han na ba han han ba ado mai ngani mutam da ka thana ro ma da ho si kan da ko ma
Nongthongbam Rajan said the recent trend about people doing crowdfunding on social media platforms to help the victims of the Manipur conflict is a result of the incompetence of the people's representative of each constituency.
Meitei society sida landa sokiba mayam obirangani adu da sokiba ne ko facebook da thalalakwa adu pauche da happa adu ai line mangamdre khar line biyo ai gi gp number hapa sida pesa ka copy uga na ko matam sida makoi thawai contract pi se kari gino makoi soi se kari gino se ako society da meitei ko ja taw le ma meitei le ako gi nganda te thurai ne mo na ko lanche na thawai tha gi dunia da pesa ka ga line ma na bran madu facebook da hapa na bran pauche da hapa na bran ko meitei hapa ni London lady, scan the looking on the lady, to sort of my arms lady, soon look on the way. When a monkey like that, when a monkey.
Secretary of Yelhomi Furup R.K. Lakshmi called for concerted efforts to combat the attempts made by illegal immigrants to create enmity among the indigenous communities. She made the statement while attending the opening of international workshop held under the theme Intercultural Resources and Peace Building at Government Hindi Teachers Training College, Imphal. Principal of GHTTC, Professor T.H. Asha Sinha, Secretary of Yelhomi Furup R.K. Lakshmi, cultural activist and scholar Mutua Bahadur, Asia Center Harvard University Associate Bina Lakshmi Nepram attended as the main guest at the program conducted by Government Hindi Teachers Training College, Imphal, Council for Education, Administration and Management Manipur Chapter and Yelhomi Furup Manipur. R.K. Lakshmi continued that the indigenous communities of the state have been living in peaceful coexistence for decades. However, certain external forces by non-locals have been trying to create disharmony among the indigenous communities. This must be stopped immediately with the people fighting the forces as one, she said.
ngasi phabuda akoina pangthok chajakliba workshop seminar aduga akoina khun khunda chacharuba matamda akoigi bonding se yam nauna sengat phasagat po ide habidi akoise hana dagi leraklaba bonding nina het wari sabu unaba matamda nungshina badudi saphongla pa haitare yamna thengna akoise makeup thola patara gasu hojikti akoise punda bayade united oida bayade habise people khudi makta community khudi makta realize tore aduna people to people connection khoi makhong digi horaba matungda khoigi connection se sema ba matungda sungsoi soidana khoigi manata misunderstanding leiramba communication gap leiramba amana amada khoigi historical grievances mayam ama leiramba mayam se singdoknaraba matungda loinama diminish toraba matungda anagi nuksinabagi bonding do amuken stronger oina semakani habigi thajabasiga loina na khoina sigumba workshop se akhoi mathang mathang sum sinjarapani.
Research Fellow of Southeast Asia and Oceania Center of the Pm-Istv New Delhi, Dr. Om Prakash Das underscored the necessity of adopting specific strategies to counter the impact of Myanmar's situation on northeast states if the unrest continues in Myanmar. He made the statement during a guest lecture program held under the theme Geopolitical Developments in Myanmar and its Impact on Indo-Myanmar Border with special focus on Manipur at the VC Court Hall of Manipur University, Kanchipur. Director General Assam Rifles Lieutenant General Vikas Lakhera, Vice Chancellor of Manipur University Professor Naurem Lokendra, Security Advisor Kuldeep Singh, officials of Manipur government, journalists, retired military officers, academicians and students to attend the program. Dr. Om Prakash Das further stated that with its armed conflict, ethnic tension and political instability continuing in Myanmar, the case of drug trafficking, arms smuggling and opium cultivation too rises. He maintained that cross-border smuggling of weapons had even reached the hands of armed groups in northeast states, subsequently creating internal tension in the region. He also stressed the need for robust border fencing along international border areas to enhance security.
One of the report is indicating that weapons which was part of Myanmar establishment during the conflict looted and they found it across the border. So this has been the issue. It also highlighting that what the intertwine and what is the connection between these two conflicts. So I'll tell you another analogy, not analogy exactly, but how these issues are interconnected. Various groups in this part of India, various insurgent groups have been supporting parties who are working there, like various groups supporting junta, few groups are supporting rebels group, and these cross connections resulted the smuggling of arms, the providing the funding at various levels, providing other resources, and it fueled, ignited or increased the problem because they also have interest across the border. Those alignment is resulting here that the clashes. So there are various groups engaging in joint operation, various groups in Myanmar. So this has been the issue.
Progressive farmer of Scientific Fish Academy and fish breeder integrated fish farmer Hisnam Deban, hailing from Kodak in Bishnupur district, released fingerlings of sareng in Kodak Maril where water flows into Loktak Lake. The sareng fingerlings were successfully bred through induced breeding by the farmer himself. Hisnam Deban told media persons earlier that sareng was available in abundant quantity in Manipur. However, with the Itai barrage becoming operational, sareng went extinct from Loktak Lake. While the Fisheries Department's collaboration with Manipur's fish farmers has successfully bred sareng fingerlings in fish farms, he noted that this effort alone will not lead to large-scale production of sareng in the state. Then he said he took the initiative to release the sareng fingerlings in Loktak Lake for mass production. He also highlighted that he will continue to release sareng in the lake.
Mangri bangaji yokotpada kitaju mating pangba ngamgadra haina isu adugi asada sareng si ko fishery department gi kudangda torkanda sareng machaji lawrakanda kapani ahamba bidding tawuji sahi ahum ani makai ahum dai change na hai moi hai matanda aduga di adu onaba pra onaba oirame thani pan mapang mnung maji bidding tawu yarame ba kitu sareng si am nungai bamna aduga amuka su amuk nungai bana maji kamai tawgibu amuk once bidding tawgibu mapi sina 3 time bidding to we 20 days manung bidding to we ma je aduga macha lobu si am laiba adi kapa su yam laiba ma je adagi hida gi dose ga si yamna thadabi khoi gi atai nga ga manandana dum yam handana thaba yaba adagi yok pada nungai ba macha log yam nungai ba ma oiba aduna adugi pandam da manipur da farm da yok kan da sareng je pak sana puthok busi khara tap ka da man ba haidare adagi aina jahana khoi gi pat toren da marang gaina phangam do adugi lainana ba adugi phangnana ba gi pandam da khoi ngasi sareng macha nga lising ama toren thadoi si kaina matam da aini hena yamna nga macha eta yam mayam je pak sana sin ba thungna pi ba ngam mi haibai kano da to bu nate aina puthok je ba khara je tak ta kan da loktak ta changra ga di toren da le ga di mathang jai di macha olani aduna sungsoi soidana mathang jai da gi di pat toren da marang gaina phangnana ba gi pandam da thadok cha ban haida sareng.
Retired fishery officer Tomba said, along with rearing at fish farms, sareng should also be reared in Loktak Lake for mass production. He also appreciated Deban for his initiative.
sareng je Manipur da Loktak ta koi ni pokting di ma thai ne de ona Loktak ki sareng ngai den leiram me ba masi Myanmar gi Chinuri River ji de gi June July da laga idai dam je sadring ai da ka khal aga Loktak ta marum ko ne ba ichen da marum ko chei ba ne chen breeding ne ba adu si dam ji block tok thama mina Loktak ta sareng di phangaro ba tha da bi leitra mina yo ngasi hasnam deon koi isa ji na thadri ji na mana ko thoi ba padak se arang ka le le Loktak ki sareng do mana puthok cheri ba nga khraji khorak ki toren ja thado je sin Loktak ta gi duini dam am di kumda giroi ji rainy season ina Loktak yo hrani ngasi mana thadoi ba nga ji na at least yam da ba chama da 10 hingira 20 hingira ahing ba khadi Loktak yo rane ba aduna tha taruk ta ni pan da ko yari banina Loktak ta di am thuna meso orani control to bo room na tablina adedi raja da ju sareng marang kaina phangena sai ji pi ngai da jeng ngarang lang da thoren khalagadi thadok bi ba 아무도는 그런 랑데 인신이 상다 파도까지 마세 마자 어버닝에 가테 마자 어버닝에 파도까지 마신 건 다라니들 아주 뭐죠 public 하이닝에.
Two-day orientation training program on pesticides regulatory framework and safe and judicious use of pesticides organized by Central IPM Center Imphal kicked off at the conference hall of the Agriculture Department. Director of Agriculture Peter Salam and Nodal Officer Moma Donald Sobam to grace the opening of the training program as the main guest. During the technical session, Agriculture Officer Chintu spoke on the role of State Agricultural Department Insecticide Inspector in enforcement of Insecticide Act, while APPO Binalata Kangjam delivered speech on the topic Insecticide Act 1968 and Insecticide 1971, while FSSAI designated officer Philam Surjakanta covered the topic pesticide residue on human and environment as resource persons. The experts emphasized the importance of raising awareness about the challenges arising from ineffective regulation of pesticide use and enforcement of relevant acts and rules during the program.
Sigi program seda maruina target group se state insecticide inspector amadi khoi gi pesticide dealer state gi inspector makhaina ngasai khud samnar ga moi guidance proper guidance pire haraga recommended oi quality le jaba aduga registration to ba pesticides on farm da misuse gi damakta control to namagi inspector da ngasi program da takjagani
laina tina kap ga sinari ba tirla khap gi sangsi ayamba farmer sing ji directly contact to je kon dealer na yam to wi dealer jing ji bo khona training piraga hari ba hidak sinji niom chom sin hanba adugi matang na khoi tawdur si khwai dagi koina manipur da sahi mada til hidak natraga ko phai hidak sinaba matam si loro pantha jini wogidori bani adana haiba matam si dai koina dak si niom chom sin halaga chaga do sinjak singida magi tingi hidak ko phai hidak sinji yaudana ba natraga na handana bagi adugi maru pandan do tawuni.
Now we have the national news. India Bloc Vice Presidential nominee former Supreme Court Judge B. Sudarshan Reddy today filed his nomination at Parliament House. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Senior Congress Leader Sonia Gandhi, NCP Leader Sharad Pawar, Samajwadi Party Leader Ram Gopal Yadav, DMK Leader Tiruchi Shiva and TMC Leader Shatabdi Roy, among others, were present on the occasion. Ahead of filing nomination for vice presidential elections, Mr. Reddy paid floral tributes to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, at Paranasatal in Parliament House complex, which houses statues of India's eminent leaders and freedom fighters. The scrutiny of the nominations will take place tomorrow. The nominations can be withdrawn by the 25th of this month. The vice presidential election will be held on the 9th of next month. The election has been necessitated due to the resignation of Jagdeep Dhankar, who tendered his resignation last month, citing health reasons. This will be the 17th vice presidential election. The vice president is elected by an electoral college which consists of the members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The Unique Identification Authority of India has collaborated with a private satellite-based internet service provider, Starlink, for seamless Aadhaar-based customer verification. In a statement, the Ministry of Electronics and IT said that the use of Aadhaar authentication by a global satellite internet provider demonstrates the scalability and reliability of India's digital infrastructure. It added that this collaboration emphasizes how Aadhaar can enable innovation in service delivery while ensuring transparency and accountability. Referring to Aadhaar as a catalyst for ease of living and ease of doing business, the ministry said that its face authentication solution is now gaining momentum faster due to its ease of usage and convenience for Aadhaar number holders. Let's take a look at the international news. The US has imposed sanctions on several international criminal court officials, including French judge Nicolas Guillot, for their role in pursuing war crimes charges against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio yesterday announced the sanctions, which block entry to the US and freeze any assets held there. The measures also target Canadian Judge Kimberly Prost, who worked on a separate ICC case involving alleged US war crimes in Afghanistan, as well as two deputy prosecutors, one from Fiji and another from Senegal. Meanwhile, France strongly criticized the move, calling it a blow to judicial independence. The ICC also condemned the sanctions, saying they threaten the court's impartiality. The ICC recently issued arrest warrants for Netanyahu and former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for alleged war crimes during Israel's military operations in Gaza. It also targeted Hamas commander Mohammed Deif, who was later killed by Israel. A quick recap of the headlines once again. Unity needs to be developed among people to ensure future generations live in peaceful environments, says former UNLF chairman R.K. Megan. And joint efforts vital to overcome attempts made by non-locals to create tension among indigenous communities, says Secretary of Yalhomi Furup R.K. Vijaya Lakshmi. That's all we have for now. See you at 4 with additional updates.